Hi, my name is Marc Atas. I'm from the law office of Marc Atas and Associates. My phone number is 410-752-4878. I'm located in Baltimore, Maryland. Um, I do workers' compensation. I've been practicing workers' comp law since 1980 for approximately 38 years. Clients often call and say, okay, I've been injured on the job. What am I supposed to do? All right, so the procedures when you're injured or in the job are as follows. One, make sure you immediately report it to the employer. Make sure you describe it as an accident. So Maryland has what's called an accidental injury accident requirement or an occupational disease injury claim. So in order for a claim to be covered by workers' compensation, it has to either be an accidental injury, which means on a specific date at a specific time, this is exactly how I hurt myself, or it has to be an occupational disease, which means I've been doing the same job for 20 years or 10 years or 5 years or for 6 months, and I've been doing the same thing every day. And as a result of that, my body part wore out, and I'm now having this problem that's caused by work. So when you report it to the employer, you need to tell them exactly how the accident happened and what body parts you hurt, and you need to tell them that right away. So if you're hurt today, don't wait till tomorrow. If you're hurt now, call them now. If there's witnesses there, make sure you get the names of the witnesses so that people don't come back later and say, we didn't know that he got hurt. So if you're hurting, don't say nothing and just figure it'll go away, and then the next day call in and say, I went to the hospital, I hurt myself yesterday, because they're more than likely not going to accept that and contest your claim. The employer may require you to file a report. Fill out the report. Make sure you put in the description of the accident exactly how it happened, and that what body parts you injured. Make sure you tell them all of the body parts you injured, because if you leave out anything, they're going to question that. Make sure you tell them who was there when it happened. Sometimes employees are working by themselves and no one's around when it happens, or there's no supervisor, or there's no one to report. Maybe they work late at night and there's no one to report. Figure out a way to report it to someone, even if you have to leave a note, so that somebody knows that you're claiming you were hurt. And then second thing you need to do is get medical treatment right away. Don't wait 3 weeks to go to the doctor and hope it goes away. Because it happened at work, it's important that you document it by going to the doctor right away. Now, a lot of employers have company clinics where if someone reports they're injured, they require you to go to the company clinic. So go and do that, and then give them the description about what happened and what you hurt. Make sure you tell them about your prior medical history so that they're aware of that. However, after that, it's important that you call the lawyer immediately. Maybe it's important to call the lawyer as soon as the accident happens so they can go over the requirements of how to describe the accident and what to tell everyone, just to remind them. But if you don't do that, if you can at least remember what I told you in the video about describing how the accident happened and making sure you tell what body parts were injured, that should be sufficient. Then when you go to the doctor, make sure you tell them the same thing: how you hurt yourself, what body parts, don't leave anything out. Even if it's not hurting anymore, let's say you hurt your neck and back and now your neck's fine, but your back's still hurting, make sure you tell them that you hurt your neck and back and it was first hurting and it feels a little better today. That way, if it comes back again, they're not going to say it was from somewhere else because you didn't mention it. So make sure you mention all body parts when you go, even if they're not hurting you, as long as they were hurting you at some point during the time you were injured. Sometimes injuries take a couple days. If they take a couple days, make sure at that point, when you go to the doctor, you tell them a couple days ago, this is what happened at work. Be definite, because if you're not definite, or you tell them you're not sure what happened, you're just likely going to not be able to pursue your workers' comp claim, because you're not telling the doctor, and his medical report's not going to say you said you injured yourself on the job and when you did it. So it's very important to document that. It's important to file the workers' comp claim as soon as possible so you can, again, report what happened and put it in writing. That can be done through your lawyer. That can be done online. In addition, the insurance company may call you if they get wind from the employer. You are not to give them a recorded statement. You are to tell them you have a lawyer and ask them to call your lawyer. Workers' comp can be very complicated, and things you may think are covered may not be covered depending on how you explain them. So it's important that you go over that with the lawyer before you give a statement to the insurance company or before you give a statement to the doctor. After that, it's important that you keep your appointments with the doctor and that you do what the doctor tells you. It's important that you go to whatever appointments the lawyer scheduled for you. It's important that you go to whatever appointments the insurance company scheduled, because if you don't go to those appointments and you miss them, the insurance company is going to cut your benefits off. Those are the basics. As long as you do that, you shouldn't have any problems having your claim at least accepted in the beginning. Then the fight will begin after that. You should always get a lawyer in your workers' compensation claims. My name is Marc Atas from the law office of Marc Atas and Associates. My phone number is 410-752-4878, and I'm located in Baltimore, Maryland. Thank you.